Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Cooking and Conspiracies with Coach. Let's get it rolling. After we get done with our steak tonight, we're gonna make some beef jerky. I had tons of people wondering, how do you make this without, using a dehydrator or smoker or anything like that? Well, I'll show you later as we get through with our process. Here's all the ingredients we're gonna need. We have some brown sugar, some soy, some crushed red pepper, Worcestershire garlic, onion powder, pepper, salt. And then right here, I always like to use either the top or bottom round for the steak. All right, we got everything mixed together. Now what I normally do is a third cup of the soy, the Worcestershire, and the brown sugar. And then everything else, I just use a tablespoon, mix it all together, and then we'll cut our steak up and put it in there to get it marinating. We got it all cut up and put in our marinade. Now these next steps are completely up to you. All right, I like to add a little Cholula and then some red pepper flakes on top. Give it just a little bit of flavor. Let that just sit and marinate. Now we're going to leave it in the fridge for at least 3 hours, okay? Just to let it get nice and juicy. Then after we're done with our steak, we'll let those charcoals cool off a little bit, and I'll show you how we cook it. Tonight we're going to be grilling up good old sirloin, man. So let's go and get the process started. If you don't have one of these chimneys to get your charcoal going, I highly suggest investing in one. Closer to throwing that steak on. Alright guys, that looks pretty good. Let's get it down on the grill now. Now the way I like to do it is I want to put it at the back of the grill, that way I can use some indirect heat for the steak and then also for the jerky later. Alright, we'll let this heat up to about 425. I always like to add a little flavor as well. Most people like using pecan or mesquite. I like using the apple. I think it gives a lot more flavor. I also just put it on some aluminum foil instead of having to buy, those little trays. Just make my own shift, and then we'll put it out here on the grill. Alright, that's time to get that steak on. Okay, fire is hot. Start smoking a little bit, get a little extra flavor. Got our steak right here, been marinating for about 12 hours. It's only half of a sirloin. I knew nobody else in my house was gonna want one. Anyways, let's get this thing going. Alright, we're gonna go 1 minute on each side of this on direct heat, and then we're gonna move it off indirect. Today I'm gonna be using the Omaha steak seasoning for this sirloin. You can just see all that smoke coming through. Alright, it's been 1 minute on both sides. Now, we're going to move it back, get indirect heat going, and then this is completely up to you how long you do it, depending on the cut of meat you have, how thick it is, how well you want it done. You can go anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes on each side. Alright, we just flipped it over. Now, once we get our allotted time done, take it off, let it sit for half the time that you cooked it for, and then it should be ready to eat. Time is up. Let's get that steak off the grill, let it sit, and see how good it tastes. And there it is. There's a nice juicy sirloin for you. Alright, let's heat this thing up, and then we'll move the charcoal around and get ready for the jerky. Got the charcoal moved over to the other side. Okay, and new apple wood pellets right there. We like to leave this space open, that way we need to add more charcoal throughout the 2-hour process of the jerky. We have room to do it. Our grill's ready. We're going to try to keep it around 225 to 250 the whole time, so we'll just be constantly checking. Let's get this jerky put on. Got the jerky on. Now we'll wait an hour and then come flip it.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty,
Been 1 hour, now it's time to flip them. Alright guys, it's time to check them out. 2 hours, 1 hour each side. Let's take them off, eat them. Well, we've done our cooking, now to our conspiracy. Can you believe that some people actually think that the earth is flat? Well, now you do.